Our next question comes to us anonymously and is how can business owners respond to social media attacks in their business?
Yeah. So this is a great question. How can business owners respond to social media attacks on their business? I am a business owner, and I sympathize. I understand. I also have been in so many groups online where that's the question that gets shared. Someone wrote this online or someone is attacking me. And there's a lot of different ways that attacks can happen. People can write negative reviews on Google or Facebook or these different places. They can corral up a group of people to write negative reviews. And oftentimes these are false reviews. We actually have a cheat sheet that we put together. It's not a cheat sheet. It's just tips using the publicly available information that people aren't aware of, that kind of gets buried under all the other information out there that we're supposed to be keeping track of. But it gives people a quick rundown of this is how to check these points for your reviews on these different platforms. And these are the violations that can result in getting negative reviews removed, right? Because if they do this, they do this, they do this, they do this, they can end up getting that violates the terms of service and can get the review removed. And many times it's successful, not always, but many times it can be successful in removing a negative review. But what if your attack is not that way? What if you are a content creator, an influencer, and you're getting on all of your social media posts like just a ton of negative attacks, right? Negative posts, negative comments underneath it. So what if you're getting demonetized and you're making money off of the content that you create? So there's a lot of different ways you can have a social media attack. Anna, do we have any more detail on the nature of the social media attack that is happening?
All the information they gave.
Okay. So in this case, one, understand what type of social media attack you are having. Let's say that this is a content creator, and they are getting negative posts on as many of their posts as possible. It's just a bunch of people doing negative posts underneath their posts, and they're getting their posts flagged, right? And what can happen is after it gets flagged a number of times, it can end up getting what's called demonetized, which means they will say, you are not going to make any money off of this post, even though you would normally make money off of this post, right? So there's a number of strategies that people have. Number one, if you don't have a manager, right? If this is what you do for a living and you don't have a manager, then guess what? You're your own manager, right? So you've got to do it. You want to go to the earlier part in this month's workshop to get some guidance on how to get out of being your manager and get that over to someone else. But one of the things that you want to think about doing is it going to be worth it for you to delete that post? Is it going to be worth it for you to turn off commenting on that post? Do you know who is potentially behind the attack, right? Is it the kind of attack and the kind of platform where you can make an appeal to your audience, to your sphere of influence? As an influencer, that's what it's all about, right? You've got a group of followers that you are able to influence to support you and the things that you're doing on social media. And so, can you make an appeal to your followers to help support your account, right? And you can see this, if you're an influencer, you already know what I'm talking about, where you've seen it, where they will go out there and they will do that. They will say, an influencer might say, hey, I'm getting shadow banned, or I'm getting, I have an idea of who the group of people are and they're doing this. Here are 3 ways that you can help me, right? To overcome this shadow ban and to overcome being demonetized. So these are some ways that you can deal with it. I'm also going to say you want to bulletproof your business. So whether it's negative reviews, if it's negative posts under your social media content, if it's a campaign to demonetize your post because you're an influencer, right? You want to have a plan to bulletproof your revenue streams. What do I mean by this? It can't be that easy to take you out. That's what I mean. It should not be that easy to take you out. We had a situation recently where a client had a business model where they were so reliant upon a single source of payment that they were completely vulnerable as a business, completely vulnerable. So they had plenty of clients, but they were primarily relying upon one single source for payment for their services. And at some point, I asked the obvious question. I said, well, obviously, you did not start, this was a psychotherapy practice. And I said, obviously, and so they were relying on an insurance company to make payments. And I said, you didn't start this so that you could hold your own job. You can own a job where you are a psychotherapist. You clearly have built a business. You have other therapists. But is this where you want to stay, where you are beholden to this insurance company? And they're just playing with you. Like they're even willing to play with practice groups that are much larger than you. I pulled up the list of lawsuits against them. So they're playing with you. You've got to bulletproof your business. You've got to think about it. Think about it. Think about how you can achieve the mission of your business where you are not so reliant on that one insurance company. And here are some ways I've seen other people do it, but you've got to do it in a way that works for your mission and your values and what you're trying to do with this business. And eventually that's exactly what the owner did. It didn't take long for her to come to this decision, but that's exactly what she did is she found a way to diversify how she was getting paid so that one player wasn't messing up the revenues in her business. And ultimately, that's what this comes down to, because when you have a way of bulletproofing your business from something like this, yes, you've got a problem, you deal with it, but it doesn't become the whole ball game, right? It shouldn't be that easy to take you out. You never want it to be that easy.